On his trip from Alba to Benton, Julio drove first X miles at an average speed of 50 miles per hour and the remaining distance at an average of 60 miles per hour. So let's quickly draw the figure. Let's say this is the entire distance from A to B, and the sum part of it was driven, the X miles was driven at a speed of 50 miles per hour and the remaining distance at a speed of 60 miles per hour. So these are the speeds, since we don't know the total distance, so I'm not writing anything here in terms of X. How long did it take Julio to drive the first X miles? So all we need to find to answer this question is the value of X, because the time is the distance over the speed. We already have the speed. So if we knew the distance, I think we'll be able to answer the question. So that's what we have to objectively see in the statements, whether they supply us some information to find the value of X or not. The first statement says on this trip, Julio drove for the total of 10 hours and drove a total of 530 miles. So the total distance is equal to 530 miles and the total time is equal to 10 hours. I think we can work out with this thing because the distance is equal to speed into time. So it is the total distance is 530 and the total time is 10. So the remaining distance according to the first statement will be 530 minus X, right? So the time to travel the first distance of X miles will be equal to X over 50, and the time to cover the remaining distance, which is 530 minus X, will be 530 minus X divided by 60, and the sum of these two timings should be equal to 10 hours. Now we don't have to get into the calculation because we know that we have an equation in the only one variable, so certainly this statement is going to be sufficient to answer the question, leaving us with only two options left, which are A and D. Now let's look at the second statement, which says on this trip it took Julio 4 more hours to drive the first X miles. That means the time that he took to travel this first X miles is equal to X over 50, and this time is 4 more than to drive the remaining distance. And now the remaining distance we don't know, so that is D over 60. Now we have one equation and there are two unknown variables. We cannot simplify it further because there are no constraints available whatsoever. So the second statement is not sufficient to answer the question. And now we are left with answer choice A. That means the first alone is sufficient, but the second statement alone is not sufficient. Thank you so much for watching this video.